And welcome back to Daily Wrap, where everybody's happy. Let's read some of your viewer comments. First one, hot off the presses, comes from R. Sharp, who says, I agree with Kim, and by extension Heather. Why does she have to violate her own religious beliefs, ? That is stupid and unconstitutional.
And she should get a job where she doesn't have to. And a very similar comment from Raytheon Blyden, who writes, 5 idiot judges ignored the Constitution as marriage is defined between a man and a woman. I'm not sure which Constitution that is. I don't blame her from refusing to give marriage licenses to gays. I wouldn't do it myself. And most importantly, rock on.
But not at a wedding. But you know.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth. We have a comment from Pat who says, quote, please, it has been stated Hillary is owed the presidency because of her husband's mistake. If anyone else did what she is doing, they would be in jail. Obama breaks the Constitution every chance he gets, and he has not been impeached. Hello. Why is everyone making excuses for her? We know where she stands, and Americans keep putting up with this behavior and wasting news time on her ellipsis.
I haven't heard a lot of everyone's making excuses for her, but Ariel says, with respect to the security issue with Hillary's emails, I'd like to ask why no one seems to be interviewing government security personnel. Good question. The excuse that someone removed the security label should not fly because as Secretary of State, she should be aware of what constitutes classified information. Also true. I am a retiree of the federal government and had a TSP security clearance. It was mandatory to have security training every quarter and information assurance training yearly. This training covered classified documents. As a private in the Army, I learned how to protect classified documents. I would think she had similar training. We don't know if the labels were removed, but everything you just pointed out is right on the money.
Yes, and Jeff says, if the server is clean, how did it get that way? Windex?
Yeah, Windex would do it.
Windex would work at 409. I don't know. The real question is, why was that server in her house, and what was she trying to hide? We know she worked with Blumenthal, Sid, since day one against the wishes of Obama, so she may have been trying to hide that. But I believe there is something serious about Huma Abedin, yes, Mrs. Weiner, and her connections to the Muslim Brotherhood. Wow.
Oh my God.
There's a lot going on there, which they've been trying to hide for years. Naomi would love to read these comments.
I'm going to let that pass. I don't like when people get attacked for who their distant family is. Stephen says, we gave the Republicans the House and the Senate. They have done absolutely nothing with their majorities. We are sick of PC and weak so-called leaders. Mr. Trump and Mr. Cruz are refreshing with their honest, courageous and straightforward positions and their absolute defiance in the face of PC. They would make a great ticket, as well as Ben Carson somewhere in the mix.
Surprised Carly Fiorina, Heather's girl, wasn't in there. Interesting. Pastor Lisa says, I believe common sense would heed Dr. Ben Carson's opinion on abortion, because that he's a neurosurgeon who knows a thing or two about babies in the womb, being that he has performed surgeries to help babies while still in their mother's womb. Life begins at heartbeat, as you can't live without one, and you could only live with one. Huh? It's pretty sensible
right about
stuff.
That. You know, I do want to say a little bit more about the Huma Abedin thing. I have no reason to defend her. I don't know her. You know, she's a person who works for Hillary. But it does trouble me when people go after her because she has relatives who have been involved. I mean, it's not a lie. They have been involved with the Muslim Brotherhood. None of us are responsible for our parents and what they may do. None of us are responsible for our distant relatives. We're responsible for ourselves. There's nothing in anything she's ever done that has ever come to public light that would question her loyalty to this country, and it's just not okay to throw those things
It's a cheap
around.
shot.
Right. Plus, she's married to Anthony Weiner. Don't pick on her.
Who happens
She's
to
got
be
enough
Jewish,
going on.
by the way.
Well, I think,
so, yeah.
I think there's going to be plenty to pick on her for. That is going to be her
That
own
may be.
issues and nothing to
Although
do with
actually,
her family.
you know what I suspect? Because of her family, I doubt that she had a high enough security
She had
clearance.
her own email on the private server, from what I understand.
No, she did, but I don't know that she had the security
Oh,
clearance
I
to
think
get into a skiff room.
She's refusing
Cheryl
to answer
Mills?
the judge's questions.
Cheryl
Cheryl
Mills?
Mills was
wait and see.
appointed
Both
them.
of them.
Mills would
Both
have
of
the
them
Cheryl
security
Mills
have
was
some
clearance.
appointed,
problems.
and Huma Abedin was just an assistant. You have to keep that in mind. One had
Yeah.
to go through a major
I
security.
think Cheryl had the higher security
We'll see.
clearance.
Judge is going to make him show it, so we'll find
Yeah,
out.
I think that's right.
Joe Biden would never hire somebody like him. Anyway, Bill says, hello, just want to let every one of you know at Newsmax TV that the honest news you air is greatly appreciated. Well, thank you. I'm a merchant mariner mariner, what the hell's that? And I don't have much time to sit around and watch the latest goings-ons. So it's a relief to know I'm not being told false information before I go back out to sea for my 28-day trip. Lucky you. Unlike other news media that claims fair and balanced, Newsmax TV proves fair and balanced. Thanks, and never change your honesty. I think we're about out of time.
Yeah, and I also think that it must be Friday because I can't remember when it's my turn and your tongue won't work.
Yeah,
Time to go home and drink.
I think so. Well,
Ooh.
not you, anyway, or
me.
not me. Anyway, remember, if you want to weigh in on any of these issues we talk about here on the show, be sure to go to newsmaxtv.com/comments and let us know what you think. Up next, it's time for Yay or Nay. Thank God, this is the Daily Wrap.